The mass and energy were in fact equivalent, according to the formula mentioned above. It followed from the special theory of relativity that mass and energy are both but different manifestations of the same thing, a somewhat unfamiliar conception for the average mind. Furthermore, the equation E is equal mc squared, in which energy is thought equal to mass multiplied with the square of the velocity of light, showed that very small amount of mass may be converted into a very large amount of energy, and vice versa. The mass and energy were in fact equivalent, according to the formula mentioned above. This was demonstrated by Kokra and Walton in 1932 experimentally.
When you're trying to become successful, you have to make sure that you are determined and you're focused and you're grinding every single day. You want to improve upon all your skills, all your assets, and your mindset on a daily basis. Now, it's not going to be these huge life-changing moments every single day, but little ones here and there which will turn into a life-changing moment once you realize all the work that you put in and how big of an impact that has left in your life. One of the biggest hindrances in this world is distractions. So many people claim they don't have enough time to do their goals, go out there and chase what they want to chase and achieve their dreams and their biggest ideas. But it's all because they get distracted. One of the biggest culprits is your cell phone. Imagine all the time that you spent just looking at nonsense on your cell phone. If you put that towards your goals, or towards your dreams, or towards something truly incredibly productive. Imagine how much more time you would have for that if you didn't look at your phone every single day. If you weren't concerned with the newest tweet, the newest Instagram post, or whatever the case may be. But if you took that time and focused it on something productive and something that you genuinely want for the rest of your life, then imagine how much time you would have. You would have so much more time and you would be able to go out and chase your dreams because you do have that time. It's just a matter of using it correctly. So time management is one of the greatest things that you could possibly figure out how to do with your life. Because once you figure out how to manage your time in an efficient, well-mannered way, the world is your oyster. You can do whatever you want because you have time to do things. You know where you can fit in time and you can make it happen.
To your new country, it is clear to me that it was a self-evident duty to accept this invitation. Though I must tell you that I do not think words alone will solve humanity's present problems. The sound of bombs drowns out man's voice. In ordinary times of peace, I have great faith in the communication of ideas between thinking men. But today I am afraid the intellectual way to appeal to man is fast becoming of little avail, with brute force dominating so many millions' lives. 7 years ago, Mr. Dimmock, when asked for the reason why I have given up my position in Germany, I made this statement. As long as I have any choice, I will only stay in a country where political liberty, toleration, and equality of all citizens before the law is the rule. Political liberty implies liberty to express one's political opinion orally and in writing, and a tolerant respect for any and every individual opinion. Making allowance for human imperfections, I do feel that in America the most valuable thing in life is possible, the development of the individual and his creative power. There may be men who can live without political rights and without opportunity of free individual development. But I think that this is intolerable for most Americans. Here, for generations, men have never been under the humiliating necessity of unquestioning obedience. Here, human dignity has been developed to such a point that it would be impossible for people to endure life under a system in which the individual is only a slave of the state and has no voice in his government and no decision on his own way of life. I think from what I have seen of Americans since I have come here, they are not suited by temperament or tradition for existence under a totalitarian system. I think that most of them would not find life worth living so. Therefore, it is very important that they consider how these liberties that are so necessary to them may be preserved and defended. I am glad to hear you say that Americans can cooperate because nothing truly valuable can be achieved except by the unselfish cooperation of many individuals. We are concerned here with an act of humanity, with the maintaining of cultural values, and not least with a measure of considerable political importance. The effect upon all nations, and not least upon the Germans, of the fate of these innocent people, so maliciously persecuted, must not be underestimated. To leave these victims to their misery would be a heavy blow to all those who believe in human solidarity and would encourage those who believe only in force and oppression and who act accordingly.
Thanks so much for watching this video. If you haven't already, please go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and let us know what you thought down in the comment section below.